before a single ball is kicked in this 2026 MLS season, the group got together and anonymously ranked who will define the 2026 year all the way around. Everything from face of the league to golden boot favorites to whoever Europe is already watching. We have everything lined up in a few preseason, season kickoff awards, if you will, to get everybody nice and warmed up for the crazy year ahead. Again, it is a World Cup year. And as usual here with MLS, I have a great panel of co-hosts here with me to discuss, debate, banter, everything in between. We got John Rivera back. We got Hector from Insert Name FC, Dobby from the Blue Burrows Pod, and John Rollins from Loud and Proud Orlando. Again, we're all here today anonymously ranking every one of the players across each of these 7 categories. We'll go through them one by one, and it is a blind reveal. Everybody on your screen has submitted their picks, most of them their top 3, a few of them just their individual top picks for every one of these awards, and we're going to see how the rankings netted out for each one. Guys, stick around to the very end. We do have Quickfire Predictions coming for Matchday 1 towards the very end in quickfire fashion. Not going to take very long at all. If you want to skip ahead of that section, feel free, but that's coming at the very end of the video as well. All right, guys. First one, let's get nice and warmed up. Pretty simple one, I thought, just to kick things off with a pretty fun episode. The face of the league in 2026. I'm going to put a little asterisk next to this. Someone not named Messi. At the end of the day, man, yes, we know he's the face of MLS, of Apple TV, of everything that Don Garber has his hands on. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're going to be entering this transition moment. It's a World Cup year. Bigger faces are coming to the league. Let's talk about who we think is really going to be carrying the weight when it comes to how visible this league is in comparison to everything else going on around the world. Let's kick it off. We got the face of MLS 2026, and here's how the top 3 netted out. As you can see on your screen, Thomas Muller 3rd, James Rodriguez 2nd, Heung-min Son 1st. Probably the most straightforward order. Is this order correct? You feel like James is actually bigger for MLS than Thomas Muller?
For the Hispanic market, yeah.
For Latinos, for sure.
Yeah, I think it does a lot in terms of just the demographic. I think it'll move a little bit more than Muller will. I mean,
yeah, but Muller's just like a champion through and through. I mean, James is too in his own right, but I feel like most of what he's known for is like a cult hero is strictly with Colombia.
Yeah.
Like, does anybody actually remember what's his biggest contribution at Real Madrid?
It wasn't.
Couldn't tell you. I know he scored a free kick.
Was it?
Being a bench player.
His loan to Bayern Munich was probably more beneficial to him during his time at Real Madrid. At least in my opinion. I think coming obviously as the Madrista here, it was very much just like he was just the flavor of the week when it came to like World Cup. I mean, that same year that they also signed Keylor Navas. So I mean, they were standout performers in the World Cup that year. You go after him. I thought James Rodriguez would probably, to me, was a little bit unnecessary. Along with Toni Kroos as well. Because I think at the time you still had Xabi Alonso and you had, I think, Angel Di Maria. So I was also kind of pretty salty about that because, we moved on from Di Maria and then we brought in James and I was just like, eh. Or was it James or was it Mesut Ozil? One of those two.
No, Ozil was there, Di Maria. Ozil was there, Di Maria. James came in later. I will say this. First off, the other 3 that were mentioned very closely that did not make the top 3 were Beterame, Anders Dreyer, and Diego Luna. And the Diego Luna being the face of MLS is so interesting to me because in theory he should be, right? Like, isn't the epitome of MLS being like that scrappy underdog who kind of has a chance with the national team? The dream is to play in a World Cup. It just feels like the most perfectly branded MLS player. Does it say anything that he isn't what most fans, ourselves included, consider to be the face of the league as opposed to a global superstar?
I would say for the U.S. men's national team, yes, he is the face of that. But I think in a league where you have stars from other countries, it's not going to be primarily focused on that. Just when you look at the demographics and the fans around MLS, it's just not solely Americans. I mean, you got other people that are, bigger names from, their respective. Obviously, if they supported Tottenham, I mean, a lot of people support Son anyway, despite them being a Tottenham fan or not. But, you have those unique instances where a player like a Diego Luna might not be the face of the MLS as a whole, but I think you can make the case that as far as U.S. men's national team goes, yes, he is the face for that.
So you're saying like it's like when national team fans look at, or when they think of MLS, they think of someone like Diego Luna.
Yeah.
No.
If they think about U.S. men's national team MLS players, they think about Diego Luna. If they think about MLS players, yeah, I mean,
I disagree on that one, because if you're a U.S. men's national team supporter and you think of MLS, you think of Messi. So I mean, like I get where you're. That's where I'm. When you're talking about face of the league, it's the face of the league. Yeah. And like, I mean, for La Liga right now, I think like at least maybe some people are kind of seeing like the face of the league. You can either throw Vinny or you can even throw Lamine Yamal into that conversation, But like, you want to see someone that's maybe from like the home of that league. So I think like, yeah, you would love to see an American be the face of the league. And I think obviously right now where we are with MLS, it's about going after those big name signings that are probably near the end of their careers, but still come in and, be that big name like Messi is right now. That's why you go get James Rodriguez, because he's a sexy name, right? Like you go after those sexy signings. Heung-min Son is a sexy signing. So it gets people to come watch the league, and obviously hope to get people to stay and continue watching the league once those guys are gone. Does Diego Luna have that? Unfortunately, no. I think he is the embodiment of MLS. I think he was very much overlooked. Everyone thought he was fat. As a matter of fact, there were still people making comments about him being fat. And then it's just like this kid keeps proving every single time, at each level that he's been in, that he deserves to be here and deserves to get a piece of the. I was gonna say piece of the cake, but that was just another fat joke coming in. But...
Easy, bro, easy. Easy. I will say it's amazing. One, the fat joke's still coming in, because like, guys, I mean, I think he's clearly established that he doesn't play like that. I think he's a hell of a player. I think he can play in Europe. I think his window's closing, but I do feel like he's just like, he's on the journey that most MLS players are on, right? Like, not the standard elite level American player, the Weston McKennies, the Gio Reynas, the Christian Pulisics of the world. He's the underdog that you didn't see coming. Poch loves him for reasons that aren't solely related to football, and that's kind of what the value he offers. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Just thinking about the balance of the league and just how everybody sees it from the outside looking in. That's why I had the award category, right? How I think it's a good way to gauge how everybody sees, fans included, how everybody sees the league right now. Before we move on, any omissions? Anybody was expecting to see someone in that list or in the honorable mentions that didn't get mentioned at all?
No, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Just the big three coming into the year that isn't, Lionel Messi.
Yeah. Crazy, man. It's crazy. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's move on then to the Golden Boot favorites. Top scorer, who we think is going to be the top scorer in 2026. Bro, this might be a pretty exciting year, just considering some of the pieces that have been added. We've mentioned a couple of the names already. Before I even get there, does anybody already feel like they had the hot take of the Golden Boot category? Anybody have like a really
I think the only thing I'm like a little disappointed is in myself, at least, is that I didn't put in Brian White. But that was probably just
valid. That's valid. I didn't either.
I think that's just me.
I thought about it for a second, but then I'm like, I mean, it's health dependent.
There's good pieces to choose from too, man. It really is like how I thought about it wasn't like, who are my top three strikers? I'm like, all right, who do I right now realistically believe can actually achieve this? And then I'm going to rank them. And that's kind of how I thought about it. I think Brian White could get very close. It kind of feels like he'll benefit from Vancouver probably being good again. But if he gets injured again, or I don't know if
I think that's my concern, was just his health. I mean, we haven't seen the big three yet. Like, you haven't unveiled it, so I don't know if my guy's going to be there or not. But
well, let's do it. Let's figure it out. Here we go. The top three for the Golden Boot, and I'm going to put, there you go. You can see it there. 3, Sam Surridge. 2, Leo Messi. 1, Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son be the top scorer. Does that make sense? Do you guys think that's going to be the play, considering other firepower LAFC has, mainly Teddy Bouanga?
I mean, he's just head and shoulders above everybody else at that club. So I think that makes the most sense. And with Lionel Messi possibly, wanting to prepare for his final dance in the world stage, I could definitely see him take a step back at Miami this year. And I think as well was with coming off that championship season. He I don't know. I don't want to say he kind of takes a step back, but maybe it kind of eases him. Maybe he doesn't play as much in MLS, or maybe he doesn't play with that hunger or that drive that he once previously had, because they got knocked out pretty early on in 24 from the playoffs. So I think the Cup championship really kind of gives Messi a little bit of, I guess, less pressure off his shoulders that he has to deliver in the league. And now that he's already done it multiple times, he could probably just make a Champions League run and then use that as a World Cup. Just same thing what he did with PSG 4 years ago.
Yeah, John Rollins. I was going to say you're one of the two only people really who did not put in Heung-min Son. John Rivera didn't either, but I'm willing to bet he probably had him somewhere in his top three. Yeah, so he's not in your top three, John. What? Why is that?
Because I had Denny Bouanga in there. That's why. So Denny Bouanga is going to get all the, I think both of them will get a lot of goals and assists. I just think that more often than not, it'll be Son playing the ball to Bouanga and that final shot from Bouanga. So I just kind of see that happening more. And I think that's the way it's going to work out. I got Sammy Sarge in there, though. I'm not sleeping on this boy this year. Don't you let me down, Sam. Now I'm backing you. Don't you now turn around and be bad again, because I don't want to see that. Yeah, anyone but Messi would be cool. That'd just be more interesting than Messi, honestly.
I agree. Just for full clarity here, these are the top three, but right beneath them, we did have a couple different shouts for Hugo Kuipers from Chicago. That should be a very interesting one to follow. I think he could be like a wild card shout there for Golden Boot, especially if he just builds on last season. Betarame is there just because, again, I think people see the potential with Miami. Deo Allende was a great shout. Hector had him in his list. And, of course, Bouanga, like John Rollins mentioned. Allende's probably going to, I don't want to say feast, but he's got so much potential based on what I saw in the playoffs last season.
And I think that's exactly what I'm going off of. I think I'm really high on Allende this year. I think he's going to do – and I think the reason why maybe I didn't have Messi at number one, even though I believe I had him number two, is that I feel like with the limited amount of minutes he's going to be playing – and I don't think that he necessarily, like, I think what we learned is that he doesn't necessarily have to be the guy that has to be scoring. I mean, that final, I mean, he provided like some big plays that got to where they got the goals. So I think that Messi doesn't necessarily have to put the pressure on him. I think that this team that Miami has now built is kind of just going to work for Messi. And so maybe he doesn't get the goals like he did. I think he will still get the assists. I think his GA will still be pretty high. But I think like guys like Allende who were able to show, hey, I can take the reins from here. Like, you don't have to do all the work. I got you. And I think Allende is going to be an interesting name to follow this MLS season.
He will be. And guys, I mean, he's got the experience to back it too, right? It came from Salta in La Liga at the end of the day. So has the foundation, looked pretty damn good in postseason. It wasn't that consistent in the regular season, but recent form is probably the best thing to go off of. Yeah, man. I think all in all, he was third, but my number one pick was Sam Surridge. I feel like, I mean, if anybody watched the Triple C game that the Nashville just had, that opening goal they had, there's the free flowing between Mokhtar, Espinoza, how they found Surridge. It just feels like if they're already finding some of that in the very first game they played together, it should only get better. And Surridge was already top 3 goal scorer last season. So for me, I think the volume will just be there. But we'll see, man. Either way, Heung-min Son taking an award, 2 awards, are actually right off the bat. So hopefully, pressure cooker will relieve some of that. Actually, breakout superstar. So let's go ahead and get ready for that one. Oh, actually, before we go, any big names that we felt we might have left off from the Golden Boot conversation? Anybody that you thought could have been like a low key shout?
I'm surprised you didn't shout out your boy Musa from Dallas.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. Part of me feels like he's going to leave. Part of me feels like that. It's just.
I think that's the big one. Is like, is he going to get a move come the summer? So
yeah, if he goes to the World Cup with Croatia, I'm not even going to lie. I'm already banking on him. Like, we might have seen his last game. I don't know. So many moves happen after the World Cup, man. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. We'll find out. Outside of Musa, anybody else?
I was gonna say, what if Denke has a killer second year, right? Like, or Evander even. We haven't really considered one of the Cincy guys could nail it.
Yeah, that's actually very true. So Denke's not going anywhere then, right? That's been the consensus.
as of right now. But I mean, apparently he's worth like 30 million to somebody. So
It's a
30
bird.
mil would
I
be
mean, not bad for
crazy.
his
Was it
first
not?
season.
Was it at Napoli that he was linked with for like 32 mil or something like that?
Yeah.
Some absurd number.
But do you guys not feel like that's overpaying? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I feel like it is.
It's a January transfer window. That's literally the time where everyone starts overpaying.
Yeah.
But I feel like Napoli's the one team to not overpay. Like, I don't know. To me, they're cheap as hell. But either way, I feel like if they're entertaining 30 million, I guess it's got to be somewhat validated. But
Well, they're not Inter where they could just pull 32 mil for an MLS player. So
Well, I just think about like the number of MLS players that have gone for cheaper that are probably been better.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, if we feel like we left anybody off the list, or you have a low key shout, a sneaky shout that you want to throw in, drop in the comments down below. All right, let's go on to our breakout superstar. It doesn't have to be a young player. Maybe someone who's a little bit lower on the totem pole, less visible on the radar, that you feel like is just going to have a massive year for whatever reason. All right. This one was one of the ones that we had the most diverse group of like players, just a bunch of different shouts from all over the place. So the points are pretty scattered. But I did have some backing on one of my picks that I thought was really low key. So I'm really excited to kind of put that one out there. I'll tee up the top three, and then we'll talk about who had who on anybody's list. But I guarantee this three is not going to be one that you guys would all guess. All right. So here we go. Our top three for breakout superstars of 2026. Whoops, sorry. I put the wrong one up. Anticipation. There we go. Number 3, David Ayala. Number 2, Owen Wolf, who got a couple shouts. And number 1, Logan Farrington, who got a couple shouts. I like this list, but I didn't think that I would see it. How do you guys feel about this? Just initial reaction.
I'm surprised there's no Brooklyn Reigns on here.
Brooklyn Reigns is pretty good. He got a couple shouts too. I obviously had Farrington at the top of my list, which is why he's ranked so high. There was one other shout that came in for Farrington, but Owen Wolf,
Honda.
Honda for sure. That's our dog, man. That's our dog. So looking at this now, I mean, to me, the most interesting one is probably going to be Ayala, but I'll talk about him in a second. I still think Owen Wolf is pretty slept on, which is why I really like this pick. Do you guys disagree with this, that Owen Wolf probably has like real strong breakout potential for Austin, could even be more impactful than Facu Torres this season?
I think with Owen Wolf, I think the intrigue is just I don't think people are really following Austin as much as you should. I think that they're definitely building something there. And I think Owen Wolf, he's gone in like through experience, as he progresses in his career. I don't even know how old he is. I know he's still fairly young.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, so I mean, he's kind of going into entering those years of him finally finding himself as a player. So and I mean, he's been really good. I think he's a good part of that team. And I think that he could definitely be an impactful player, especially with build-up play. So I think that him and Facundo Torres might be a good reason why these two will be formed. I actually have Facundo Torres in here. I think him returning to MLS. I mean, he was, I think he was really solid with Orlando. I think coming in here where I think he's going to be essentially like a big piece for this Austin team. So I think, with him and Owen Wolf, if they're clicking, I think that Austin's going to be a really interesting team this season.
Yeah, I think so too. I personally, bro, I believe Owen Wolf will end up being their most impactful player. I think Facu Torres would be really good. I think he'll get the plaudits because he'll be involved in the GA column. But I feel like Owen Wolf, man, he's proven to be very versatile. He's proven to pick up the weight that was left behind by Driussi. I feel like when he left, there was not just the creative gap that was super apparent to everyone, but more of like, I'm going to be the ball carrier if I have to be. I'm going to go up there and finish on set pieces if I have to. He kind of just was willing to do all of it. And I don't know. I feel like he's one that should get more, I don't want to say love, right? But there should just be more conversations because I think he has a youth national team career. I'm not saying he belongs on the senior men's national team, but I don't know. When it comes to young MLS talents, I just like his name doesn't get thrown around enough. And that's coming from a Dallas fan. The last one I thought was just low-key good, Ayala. They're saying this guy, they pulled him from Portland, couple mil, doesn't want a long-term contract. He sees himself leaving MLS at some point. Supposed to be the direct replacement potentially for Boosie in Miami. Those are massive shoes to fill. I mean, how do you guys feel about this guy? We watched him in Portland a little bit last season. I think he's really good. I think he's probably the best midfielder all around in Portland before he made the move to Miami. Anybody? No thoughts? Zero. Okay.
No,
Right.
I think he's a solid addition. I mean, I think it's just going to be obviously he's coming in to fill in the shoes of Sergio Busquets. I mean, that's going to be already pressure on him. So I think maybe that's at least my reason for not putting him for breakout star. I think he's gonna, those are big shoes to fill for real big shoes to fill for that team. So I think at least for that aspect of it, and I think it's Inter Miami. Like it's hard to be a breakout star with that team, especially with who's in that team.
Yeah.
So I think that he's not gonna. I don't know about breakout star, but I think he's gonna be very important. And I'll be interested to see how he plays in that Busquets role.
Bro, you remember the hype that y'all remember the hype Kramaski got? Do y'all remember that? Like whenever first got Messi and like that was the young kid. I feel like Ayala's gonna get that same kind of love. I don't know why. I feel like it's coming. Just that little like, oh my god, he's the next big star. So we'll see. I think he's a pretty damn good player. But again, I've only ever watched him in MLS, so I have no idea how he'll stack up elsewhere. Other names that were included in this one, like I said, there was a diverse group here. Davi mentioned Brooklyn Reigns. John had Jonathan Bamba, of course. Theo Allende was mentioned in here. Lucas Sanabria, Kevin Sullivan, interesting shout. So yeah, man, more than a few. Nathan Ordaz, actually, Davi had that one in there too. So more than a few good shouts. I think if there's anybody there that you feel like we might have missed at home, let us know in the comments down below. But I think it's probably one of the most diverse ones that you can have because there's so much potential, I think, within this league. All right, man, let's go on to the next category, which is going to be our pressure cooker category. And if it wasn't implicit in the name of the award, it is basically the hot seat award. But I don't believe anyone's really on the hot seat this early. So I'm not calling it that.
I do.
No. No one's on the verge of getting fired.
Bro, right what about Portland? We talked about this.
Yeah.
But he's not about to get fired. He's not about to get fired. A lot of ways to look at this.
He has a poor start. I can see him being the first one sacked.
Maybe.
And I think John said that last week too.
Well, anticipate another fat joke in the comment section today.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna do a cook. All right, man. Look, I think you guys can all see who we're hinting at. There's other names just like that one. So let's go ahead and tee it up. The top three for Pressure Cooker Award. We have, of course, number 3, Phil Neville. Number 2, Oscar Pareja. Number 1, Emmanuel Latte Lath. That was super interesting to me. 1 player, 2 managers, all technically feeling a little bit of pressure by our standards anyway, coming into the new season. So look, we could use this segment to shit on Phil Neville all day. I have no problem with that. But before we get to that,
what else is new on this show?
But before we get to that, Oscar Pareja, we briefly touched on, and John Rollins. I mean, you mentioned in the last video that we did with the Eastern Conference Power Rankings. If you haven't checked that out back home, go pause this video, check it out. You mentioned like there's just pressure because of how much change you guys are going through. So you feel like it's enough pressure that he should already be feeling some pressure, like coming into this new season, feeling the need to deliver results right away.
I think we're just tired of watching Oscar Pareja ball, right? Like it's, Pappy ball, as we call it, is often very defensive, just very structured. He was a little bit more aggressive and a bit more attacking last year in his tactics. But yeah, I think with a whole new roster, if it doesn't work out, there's going to be serious question marks. And I think a lot of the fans are just, after a long time, I think he is now the longest tenure manager in MLS.
He's up there.
7-8 years, something like that now. It's just, I think maybe definitely on the burger. I agree with that. I think whether the ownership is willing to do something about it, having given him a new, contract, I think we have to be pretty bad for him to actually get the boot out of the door before the summer. But if we are really bad by the summer, I would like to see him, finally move on and we go find a new manager.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a really, because I feel like in some sense everything's cyclical. You should move on from a manager when the time is right, even if the performance doesn't explicitly say we have to move on. Yeah, man, he's been there so long. I mean, I think right. I mean, you'd agree with this. Almost any MLS team would probably not line up to take him, but like would take him. Like it would definitely be a conversation.
Yeah, he's still like a. If you're a bad MLS team, Oscar Braham will make you a good MLS team, but I don't know if he can win you MLS Cup, and that's really what it comes down to for us. Like I think he's taken us as far as he can, and especially now that we put so much in a renovation of the squad, we really like a lot of us wanted to build the new team around the new coach, and we haven't done that. So, are we going to be in an Atlanta situation at the end of this year where? It just doesn't work. And then we're saying, okay, goodbye, Oscar, because we've spent so much money on a new roster that we need to make it work. I think that could be the case. So he's got to perform, or else our new GM is probably going to say, look, you're not the guy for me, because, his reputation is on the line as well.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's interesting though, man. Obviously, I got a soft spot for Oscar Pareja, just being a Dallas guy myself. But bro, you're 100% right. I mean, he got us to MLS Cup final. Didn't win it. Made Orlando very good. Championship DVD, some would say. But yeah, no cup at the end of it to show for it. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's a really interesting conundrum in Orlando. The last one is Latte Lath. Bro, I mean, when you set the record for an MLS incoming transfer fee for the championship, and you deliver the year that you delivered for your team in 2025. I mean, is it fair to say then, with how we put this list together, he should feel more pressure than any other player coming into the league this season?
He's got to perform.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
Simple as he's got to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, bro.
I
said it last episode.
It's a different system though. He's got Tata, so hopefully Tata can help. Do something with him. I mean, he knows. But
the pressure is still on him, man. The pressure is still going to be on him.
Yeah, he's got to bag him, man. Like, I don't know, man. 22 million, bro, for this league, it's just like there's no like, oh, we're building with who we signed. No, that's the logic that I had arguments this past week on X with fans from Austin about. It's like all this money that's been spent and how much progress you've seen immediately. That is how you have to look at it. You're not doing what, I don't know, my own team is doing, acquiring young pieces, signing homegrown academy products. You're spending millions of dollars teams would dream about spending. You have to see the return quickly. Like not game one, got to bag a hat trick, but you got to see returns pretty quickly. And what was his goal total for 2025? I think it was like 8, something along those lines. It's one of those where I feel like, bro, he has to minimum double his output. Like I'm thinking 15 goals minimum.
7 goals.
7. So I overestimated by 1.
22 mil.
For 22 mil, and
that is. Let me see, doing the math here.
Yeah. How much they pay per goal?
That's roughly 3.1 million per goal.
Yeah. And again, when you look at someone who was purchased for less than half that, Musa was purchased for 10 mil, and he's bagging 18 in a season. You just have to ask a lot of questions, like about the scouting, the recruitment, how the deal was handled, but more importantly, man, just about this player himself. Yeah, I think he should feel the utmost pressure coming into this season because Atlanta is a team that already has a championship pedigree to some extent. So I think if you're going to spend that kind of big money after what they had before, those DPs that we still used to rave about, the Thiago Almada, Yakomakis, like bro, it's just you got to be able to deliver. I think at that level, like to that rate. So, yeah, man, I think it's deserved. He has to feel a lot of pressure. I think by the World Cup getting here, if he's not in double digits or approaching it, yeah, man, Atlanta's probably already in trouble. All right, man. As far as pressure cooker goes, only other names that we have not discussed that were mentioned here. So there were some coaches and some players, a lot of coaches. Greg Vanney, I think that's warranted. Dean Smith, we've talked about before. Robin Fraser. I don't know if that man feels pressure anymore. I feel like he's just like, hey, if I get fired, someone else in MLS is going to hire me. It'll be fine. Like it's going to be okay. I'm not even worried.
You're absolutely right. But he was number one for me.
Yeah,
and it's because kind of how we were talking right now with Latte Love, all the money that has been spent to bring Latte Love to Atlanta to essentially be their new guy up front. Well, I mean, Toronto has been pretty busy this offseason. They have made a lot of moves. They went and got a trade for Jordi Mihalovic. They've been working on this since the summer, is fixing this team for this season to be competitive. And if Frazier doesn't get it done, the panic button is going to be pressed, and they're going to move on to bring in a guy that can get this team into a playoff position.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it. I definitely hear it. I'm not sure he'll feel it, but he definitely should be under pressure. And he should know what this feels like, if I'm being frank. Last three that were mentioned, two coaches, Bruce Arena, as well as Pascal Janssen being under pressure, which I thought was interesting. As
Who
well
said
as
that? Who the hell said
Somebody
that?
just gaslighting at this.
John Rollins put Pascal Janssen down. Oh, man. I was like,
literally just for that moment. Thank you, Davi. Thank you.
He said he has to live up to the standard that was set by Nick Cushing. Has to live up to it.
That's why. Because I said he's not. I put brackets, not Nick Cushing.
The playoffs.
The playoff standard that's been set by the man before him.
He's already exceeded.
He's already surpassed.
He's already exceeded that.
Oh man, that was
all right.
good.
Y'all can have him back. Y'all can bring him back. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. All right. The next award that we have teed up is going to be the Revenge Tour Award. The player or individual, let's say in general, that we feel is on a mission that really nobody else is on in 2026. They might have had a down year in 2025, and they're coming back. Their demon arc is about to start right now. So a lot of different. This is like the second most diverse player submission group that we had amongst all the anonymous submissions. A lot of different names here. I think there's also a lot of, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, guys, but a lot of different players who probably have a big reason to feel like, hey, I got to pick it the fuck up in 2026. No? I feel like there's more than a few players that we had to choose from for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this all netted out. All right, man. Revenge Tour. Here we go. Our top three. Number what? Wrong one.
Oh wow, Latte Love.
Wrong one. There we go.
Hey, there we go.
And he is on there.
I love it.
Facu Torres, Emmanuel Latte Lot, and man, a few submissions for Talis Magno, which is why he slotted in at the very top. Davi, that is your boy, man. You already made it pretty clear in the Eastern Conference Power Rankings video that this dude is going to be on a mission. You had him picked as like someone who could essentially lead the front line.
Yeah.
You think he's going to be big and back in 2026?
He that's what he said straight up to Pascal Janssen. I could be striker. I could be the number 9. And the one game that we were able to see him play in, he actually looked pretty good. He was involved in both the goals against Austin FC. He picked up a knock, so he's kind of doubtful for week 1. I'm not sure if he's going to play at all.
Yeah.
The first few weeks, but I think he should be back by March. So I think maybe a couple weeks we don't see him, but I think he's on a mission. And he came to New York when he was 19 years old, and just like a year after the pandemic, that weird year of 2021 where it was kind of it was still like, you were kind of wary about COVID, but it was like, all right, we know how to kind of deal with it, but nothing was really back to normal in that weird timeline that we experienced. So, and he's a great talent. He's a great player, and I think a lot of people forget that. CFG wanted him to play the striker originally in 2023, and that blew up in our face pretty early on in that season, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we were absolutely terrible that year. As long as we coached him.
But you look at last season, you had this is the only my biggest question for you on this, and bro, if he could get anywhere close to this, it'd be amazing. But you look at Alonso Martinez, 19 goals, basically a third of y'all's output offensively. You think he can get anywhere close to that, so that you can at least feel confident in saying we're not going to be that much worse offensively than we were in 2025? He's not really going to be someone like Alonso where he's going to have like multiple chances. I think he will have his chances, but they're going to be I think they'll be limited, and we won't have as many opportunities in front of goal. And I don't think he's definitely not as clinical as somebody like Alonso Martinez, but I think if he gets at least 4 or 5 goals by the World Cup break, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. He'll have to come up big, that's for sure. Especially did we decide the jersey bet? Did we decide on that? Like what the parameters of that were going to look like? between John and
no,
Davi.
it's his call. I just know my front three are gonna shine.
I mean,
I don't have a problem. I know the goal output that my team can have. I don't.
It'll be fun to follow. We'll have to post them up.
I mean, it's not Red Bull, so I really don't care. So
no, but what I would give for you to
color.
put that Chicago Fire jersey on for Wake Up MLS, it would be amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'd probably find an old school one.
Hell yeah,
Mercari or something. So
yeah, I like that. Outside of that, you guys can see right, Latte Lath. We talked about it a lot in the last award, right? He honestly has to been a revenge tour like nobody's business this year. And Facu Torres. Yeah, he should have a chip on his shoulder. I agree.
Lazy MLS. Lazy MLS.
Lazy MLS is crazy.
I think that's like the biggest thing about it. Like you gotta remember his move to leave Orlando was obviously because of Bielsa. Yep. But to go to Palmeiras and because apparently the manager of Uruguay said that MLS makes his players lazy. And look where he's at now.
He's back. He's back. I think he'll have to tear it up if I think he wants a shot at making the.
And mind you, I know that he's not the one that said it, but he was one of the players that did make the move out of MLS. And then we heard the whole thing about Bielsa. So I think that also comes into play. I think at least fans should be chirping at him when he goes to any stadium.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that his reason for leaving too was because he was trying to go to Europe as well. So I didn't think it was just
He had a ton of links to Europe. He had
a dream of Europe, it was a dream. Let's put it that way.
It was a dream.
I think
as his time in Brazil served, like that was supposed to be a stopgap for his Europe, and he came straight back to MLS. So what does that say?
Yeah.
He's still a good player.
He's still a good player. I would still take him on my team, but like it's just one of those where I'm like, why isn't he? You know what I mean? It's like there's that begging question behind the scenes.
Look, he's two things about Facu Torres. He can only go left. Like literally, he only goes left. So if you put him on the right wing, he cuts inside on his left foot every single time. It's like Zoolander. And then the other thing is like he's a second or third DP on your team. He's not like the number one DP on your team. And I think that's just where he's at in MLS, right? And I think to go to Europe and be the star, like he needs to be the best player on the team. And he wasn't even that really Orlando City by the end of it. Like Ojeda did more for us. So I'm excited to have him back, but I think there's a reason he came back.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside of those three that we just saw, we also had submissions for Christian Espinoza, which I thought was interesting. And I think the revenge tour, I know. So he was one of my submissions.
I'm curious about
I can't speak for the other person, but I will say my submission was he's been on a dog shit team for way too long. And he's about to remind the league just how good he is. I firmly believe he'll get that chance with Nashville. And that's where my revenge tour logic came from. But bro, I can only imagine what he's thinking right now, being on a team with actual ballers as opposed to who he was playing with before. That guy must be in dreamland right now. Outside of Espinoza, we had Gabby Peck. Actually, that's a low-key good shout. I like that one. Ache. Maybe.
He had one of the all-time exits in Major League Soccer's history.
But he's not going on a revenge tour. I mean, unless the revenge tour is like, him starting shit with every fucking team he plays against. I don't know if like the revenge tour is like, I'm about to come back and ball.
No, but the reason why I put Peck on there was because he was so lackluster last year. And when the year that he got here, like he had something. So
the year before he had links to Arsenal.
I think Atletico. Atletico too at some point.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah. The thing is, he is a baller though. When he's on it, he's on it. Dude's a baller.
He is really good. But for my logic with Ache was also the fact that I think maybe I didn't read the whole revenge tour concept back. I think he's coming in to prove that he's not washed. Is essentially.
I know that logic is perfect. I think, like I said, I had such a logic for Espinoza. I think you guys can interpret it however you want to interpret it. No, I think the Ache one is just like it'd be crazy if he somehow came back and balled. It'd be wild. We also had shouts for James Rodriguez. We had Tata Martino shouts in here. Revenge tour.
Oh, that was me.
Time to remind
low key. I was considering putting him in there only because he's done such a shit job at the last jobs he's had.
Time to remind L3 and Messi fans.
I don't think
what this
Miami
dude does.
was essentially a shit job. I think obviously what a way to get out, but I don't necessarily put that on him. I think that was once again like just Miami as a whole not understanding that, hey, okay, cool, we got the supporter shield. Like playoffs is you got to shift to that second gear. Like, you know, MLS is that biathlon, right? You're sprinting, and next thing you know, you're hopping into a bicycle, and Miami forgot how to ride a bike when it came to it. So I think that, like, I don't know if that was Tata Martino's fault. I mean, it's his job to prepare this team for that, and obviously maybe that's on him. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think what he did with Atlanta, I think it's just for me, his revenge story is because of the fact that he's gonna come in like that was not my fault, even though they did win the MLS Cup after he left. But I do think that, you know, this guy is still he understands the league, and I think Atlanta United was a good
to the team that he won it with. So
yeah.
I want to say this about Espinoza. They play San Jose October 17th.
We will be there.
So
we will be there.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah. Last question, Davi. No long explanation needed. Just literally give me a number. What kind of season would Magno need to have to truly justify his number one revenge tour pick? Give me a GA number.
I would say 7 goals and at least 8 or 9 assists. But I have a hot take. I think he gets double-digit goals.
Well, you just said 7 goals.
He said 7 goals. I don't know.
He said to justify the pick, but I think that, like, if he got double-digit goals, imagine a world where he got double-digit goals and double-digit assists. That actually be kind of crazy. I don't see it happening, but I think it'd be wild.
I'm taking into account that we'll get a striker in the World Cup or during the World Cup, and then we'll move him out to the left, and then that'll kind of take the pressure off of him, and that'll boost up his assists.
It should be interesting. We'll see. All right, man. We got two categories to go. The first one is going to be for all of our USMNT fans out there. Obviously, with MLS tied so close to the national team, especially through Poch, we got to figure out who's on the watch list. So how I interpreted this one, and I think the guys chime in on how they interpreted this one, was just like not necessarily who's like the favorite from MLS to go to be on the U.S. men's national team. I kind of try to stick with guys who were fringe guys who I feel like are playing this first half of Major League Soccer to really not just get on the radar, but get those call-ups in the final matches leading up to the World Cup and then hopefully cement their place. That's how I thought about this entire category. But again, we'll tee up the top 3 and we'll see what the aggregate reveal kind of looks like here. All right. So here is our top 3 for USMNT World Cup watch list. We have Paxton Aronson at 3, Christian Roldan at 2, Sebastian Berhalter at 1. So
I'm surprised Christian Roldan's even on this list right now because I think he's actually on the roster.
I think he is too, but I think a lot of people refuse to believe it. I think there's a lot of hate for Roldan, that he's not good enough to be on this team, regardless of other value that he might provide, which I think is massive.
It's not that he's not good. I think if you're going to compare them to all the European-based guys, but he goes in and does the dirty work that Poch wants. This is another Diego Luna, if you will, not necessarily that same level or in the attacking side. But this guy does all the dirty work you're looking for as far as being like that 6'8" guy, right? So yeah. That's why I'm like, I think it's crazy that Christian Roldan is even on this list because I think Poch very much likes him because, I mean, he gets called up if it wasn't the case. So I don't know. I don't consider him on the fringe at all. I think that he's actually going to be on the roster, but, you know, hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing for Berhalter. I mean, Berhalter's like crazy good, at least for Vancouver, and you've seen how much that team misses him when they not on the pitch. So, I mean, I think that would be someone that you would want to take. It just provides a lot of versatility too.
Yeah. People always go to the argument of like, okay, well then who's going to get left out, right? Like, you know, which European-based American will end up not making a spot for one of these 3 guys to fit in? And that's a good question to ask, right? Like, which European-based American should be worried about losing their spot to someone in this league?
It's got to be Reyna. Has to be Reyna.
That'd be crazy, right? Do you think the USMNT fan base would have a meltdown?
I mean, he's hurt again. He's the poor kid's always hurt.
Yeah,
you just can't.
In a tournament. I mean, you know.
I mean, if you're gonna throw injuries in there, Tyler Adams is another one that you might be worried about.
I think that in itself, like Gio Reyna has not performed in the last couple of years to what he was expected to do or what he should have been doing, at Dortmund and all this other stuff. So I don't know. I think that his attitude is probably a problem too as well. So I just don't think that maybe that'll be as welcome,
Yeah. I think the one for me that I have serious questions around is Johnny Cardoso. I watch a lot of La Liga, just being a massive Barca fan, and I feel like when I watch Atleti play, when he does play, I don't know. At Betis, he was very solid. I wouldn't say his ceiling was super high. Like, he did the job and he did it pretty well. It earned him the transfer. But I don't know, man. In this bigger spotlight, it's not really as there as consistently as I want it to be at the club level, and then at the country level with the U.S. men's national team, I feel like we don't even get the same version. Like, we don't get club version of Johnny Cardoso for whatever reason, and it just opens the door for these conversations for Roldan to be like, hey, you know what, man? If I'm Poch, I actually might want to take Roldan over Cardoso. At least I'll get like the dog mentality, all the dirty work to get done, like Hector said. I don't know, man. It's like a good trade-off for me, even if technically on paper he's not, as good as Johnny Cardoso. So I don't know. There's a few in there that I think there's serious question marks around. I thought Paxton was an interesting shout to me too. To be fair, I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I don't see him sniffing the national team.
I think depending on how he does with Colorado, Paxton was on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I think depending on how he performs with Colorado, because I don't know where the bar is essentially with Colorado right now, but I think it's going to be important how he performs. I don't really know about how the correlation with Colorado's performances, but as long as he's performing, because we've seen Podge, like he'll grab guys that are not doing well team wise, but is still playing at least regularly, and looks like they're at least contributing.
Yeah.
I mean, with the concerns with the 10 role, I think I could see if someone gets hurt, I can see Paxton Aronson being looked at there. His brother is probably somebody he's also competing with. So I think that there's some options there for Aronson that he can get his opportunity. If he can be a standout in MLS, I can't see why Pochettino wouldn't at least like consider him at least for those final roster spots for the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah,
I had a question because y'all follow like the national team more than I do, at least for the U.S. side of things.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper wise, is there really anyone that's like locked up the number one for the U.S. men's national team? I don't think so.
Not really, but it's looking like it's Matt Freese at this point.
And I would say, Davi had him, right? You had Freese in here.
No, I just had Roldan. Because
I had Brady in only because of the fact that he's still a lot younger and there's not really a solidified goalkeeper out there.
So I had Brady on my list, and the reason why is because I'm not certain on Matt Turner. I think Matt Turner. I don't think Matt Turner gets called up. I really don't.
Deservedly so, to be honest. I don't think
you have Matt Freese. I think Matt Freese is going to be the goalkeeper. I think since Poch has like trusted him, he hasn't proved him wrong. So I think Matt Freese is actually going to be the starting goalkeeper, which opens up a potential for some of the younger keepers. So I can see Chris Brady if he does well with Chicago, which I mean he didn't look terrible with Chicago last season, so I can see him getting that opportunity. You can even look at Diego Cochin, probably gets a shot. It's a guy that Pochettino has been observing pretty frequently. So I think we'd probably be moving on from those older goalkeepers, and we're going to start seeing a lot younger goalkeepers with the U.S. men's national team. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Matt Freese, Brady, and Cochin that are on that roster.
Yeah, it could be. I think for me, Freese is probably number one. Just based on like what the call-ups recently and how that's all looked, but I can see Brady getting a shout. I don't see why not. I think goalkeeper might be one of the most like, I don't want to say up for grabs positions, but that's probably the best way to put it. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a lockdown role, and it's so weird to say that historically for this national team. So weird to say it because goalkeeper's like the one spot we always have on lock. And had pretty good success with. So,
however, it's Freeze's spot until it's not.
That's the funny thing with the parallels with Mexico too, because that used to be our thing too, where you had that spot locked up for years.
You had Ochoa for many years.
Exactly, but even then, you guys had Tim Howard for years.
Yeah, Tim Howard. Yeah,
so like it's the parallels on how both national teams are struggling to find a solidified goalkeeper or their number one.
The Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
All goes back to that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, bro. It's too relevant. It's too relevant. All right, man. Again, other quick shouts that came in, like you said, mentioned Chris Brady before, John Nelson, Miles Robinson, of course, but I think he does probably land his spot as well. Kevin Sullivan's the last interesting one. But I think at the end of the day, like these are all pretty solid, and they all are players that have gotten looks in some form or fashion by the U.S. men's national team pool. So we'll see how that all goes. The final award, Europe is watching. Europe is watching. Players that we believe Europe is watching. And whether they move after the World Cup or in the January window before the 2027 season, whatever it might be, I think there's just a lot of questions being answered about some of the more exciting players in MLS, which is why this is an award category. So players that you might not be seeing in the league for too long. Before I just jump in and kind of just show you what the top three look like, anybody here have like a hot take around someone they feel like is good enough to go to Europe but just isn't talked about that frequently? I was kind of curious for what I tee about. No? All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Top three. Look at that. Ayala, Arston, Luna. Luna, of course, is number one because of who he is. But you know what's crazy is that, like, does anybody feel like Luna's just going to be in MLS forever?
I feel like he could.
I don't want him to.
It could be.
I feel like he will. Put it this way. Do you think he could compete alongside Balogun at Monaco in Ligue 1?
Luna?
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like if that's not the level he can reach, then I don't know. Luna's such an in-between player.
I think he can reach it. He just has to go to a European team and prove it there first.
But where? Like, so then go what? To the Greek league? Go to the Danish league?
I think the Celta Vigo rumors I thought was interesting. I think that would have been a good fit for him.
I don't know though, bro. I feel like maybe even Celta.
I was gonna say, like, do you think a league like Belgium, a league like
I was thinking championship.
Yeah, maybe that's more of the level.
Maybe Bundesliga too.
But then you start to ask the questions, right? Like with where MLS is going, does it make sense for him to do that? There's always the conversations about even the Eredivisie not being on the same level as MLS, or the Championship not being on the same level. People go back and forth. I don't know. I think the margins are actually finer than what most people think, but I don't know, man. He's such a weird one for me. Such a weird one.
I think there's a lot of hope for him. I think because of who he is and like the moxie that he carries, you know, along with himself, like you would want to see him do a little bit more than just stay in MLS his whole career. Like he has the ability to in some regards, but it had to be to the correct league and the right team.
I also think, you know, kind of how Poch fell in love with Diego Luna, right? Like he likes his tenacity, he likes his grit. I think that is something that a lot of European managers are gonna like about him. That in some sense he's coachable. Like he's a guy that you teach him the role that you're looking to get from him, and he'll give it to you. So I think, but also with Diego Luna, if he's going to Europe, he has to go now. Like this is it. Like if he's still here come next season, he's not going. Like he's going to be another Landon Donovan, and that's not.
I thought he should have made the move for the World Cup. Like to me, it makes the most sense. I mean, yeah, you could argue that if he makes the team, he might get a bigger, better deal or find more options after the World Cup. But like, I don't know. To me, he should have done everything possible to get like a loan move done or something where he plays 6 months in a more competitive environment, makes the World Cup roster because of it, and then gets his big move. I just don't know if he just misjudged that opportunity.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Outside of Luna, though, we did have some other shouts here. Not going to pull those up now. So again, as you guys saw, we had Ayala, Arston. I think Arston's a shoe in, right? Didn't he almost have a deal done with Birmingham at one point? I could have swore
it was with a championship team. I know that, but I don't remember what club it was.
Was it Toulouse? I think it was linked with them.
He could have been. He had a few different links. And he's still decently young, like at 24. Actually, not like, spring chicken. But
to be fair, I think Toulouse could be a good spot for Luna.
Yeah,
if he was to leave.
The French league could be. It very well could be. But I just think he has to go. Like he has to find if he wants to pursue his career for everything that it could be. Beyond that, Europe is watching. Matt Freeze. It'd be interesting. Gabby Peck, Dane St. Clair. Dane St. Clair's an interesting one to me. Chris Brady, Duncan McGuire. Duncan McGuire is a good one because what the hell ever happened to him, Rollins? Like that deal that collapsed with Blackburn in twice in the same day? Like what's happened to Duncan McGuire?
He had 2 shoulder surgeries last year. That's what happened to Duncan McGuire.
Bro.
He had 1 shoulder pop out, and then mid-season he recovered. He had the other shoulder pop out.
Oh God!
And pass that physical.
Yeah, right. We don't have any other strikers like out and out nines on the roster right now, and so
Hey,
he's
so
had a
do
lot
us.
of time in preseason. So I think it can still happen for him. Like he's getting to that point where it's not going to happen, but a good season, and there could be another championship club willing to pay to bring him over.
Yeah, I thought he would get his move for sure. That was
Blackburn screwed him, bro.
They were trying to pull a Daryl DK situation over there.
Daryl DK, another.
Wait, was that Blackburn's fault completely? That fell
Yeah,
through.
they literally, the guy hit didn't press save or whatever. He pressed send or something. He literally pressed the wrong button. That's why.
That's probably the same guy that didn't
That's
extend.
also the reason that we signed Muriel. There's a whole back. There's so many things. It's like butterfly effect, right? And now
These are the guys running the clubs, lads. These are the guys running the clubs.
We talk about it. We talk about a fax machine with the hair. Talk about misclicking buttons over here. You know,
these are the guys that run the clubs. They run the show. It's crazy. All right, man. Those are our award winners to kick off the 2026 season. To wrap everything up, we do want to try and predict how we think week 1 will go. We are going to be keeping receipts of this. I'm going to have a scoreboard that we pan into at the start of every episode moving forward so that we can keep track of who's got the best ball knowledge all throughout the 2026 season. So let's start with the very first picks, and we'll kind of just take everything from there. Again, quickfire. Again, for those who are new to the show, quickfire predictions. We're not giving you any in-depth analysis. 10 seconds per person. They give who their winner is going to be, and we're going to keep it moving. All right. So for quickfire predictions, let's get it with the very first game. Let me pull these up now. So we have St. Louis hosting Charlotte in the opening game of 2026 in general.
Charlotte.
Interesting.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take a 1-1.
Yeah, I'm going to say a draw too. Rollins? Charlotte. It pains you a little bit, I know. All right. Moving on to Cincinnati.
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm so sorry.
Hosting Atlanta.
Cincy.
Latte Loth show up for this one.
Fuck no.
Does the revenge tour start this weekend?
No.
The Latte Law Tata Revenge.
Yeah. yeah, bro. 2 for. Actually, you know what, bro?
Hot Atlanta.
There's gonna be upsets. Yeah, give me Hot Atlanta.
Cincy.
Give me Cincy.
Cincy. All right. Rollins.
Cincy, surely, right?
Yeah, I said Cincy.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. DC hosting Philadelphia.
Why is even a question? Philly, bro.
Philly.
Everyone, come on.
Watch us all be wrong, bro. Watch us all be wrong. Philadelphia, watch DC, watch Buddy Braga brace them and just win that first game.
Just for the odds.
One of the worst defenses become one of the best defenses.
Hey, no, yeah. Imagine and that defense just falls apart.
What was that quote from last year? Best defense in the league.
Best defense.
From Bob. Yeah. Only conceded 1 goal all season. 3 games in, bro.
Shout out, Bob. All right, man. Orlando hosting the Red Bulls.
There we go.
Best defense of all time, man. Best defense of all time.
I'm with Orlando at home. I'll take Orlando City.
Sorry, Davi, give me Red Bulls.
I'm gonna go draw.
Not even sorry to John.
I know. Sorry, Davi, give me Red Bulls.
I'm going draw.
Draw. Okay. Rollins, draw?
No, win. Back my boys.
Back your boys. Back your boys. I like it. First game of the season. Optimism. Blind optimism. I like it.
I don't care what you say.
Vancouver hosting Diego Luna and Real Salt Lake.
Vancouver.
Yeah, I back Vancouver in this one too.
Vancouver, yeah.
All right, juicy game. Hamas visits the Q2. Does have now his work license, so he's able to play.
I think Hamas shines this game.
You think so?
I think so. I think the first game he's going to want to put on a show.
Watch it only be the first game. Be crazy.
Give me a draw. Honestly.
Minnesota is such a weird team.
It is, bro. They're such a weird team.
Give me a draw. It's gonna
But
be
different manager. Brought in a few different pieces. I don't know, man. They're gonna look different this year. But the fans, I think, are gonna be so up for backing them and traveling with them too. So it'll be interesting.
Minnesota.
First game of the season, I'm gonna go with the home team begrudgingly. I'm gonna say Austin. But I think I think they'll look better in the season to start. I think they're going to drop off slowly. So we have everybody. Austin, John, what'd you say?
I said give me like a 2-2 draw. So.
Draw, and Hector had draw.
I had Minnesota.
Davi had Minnesota, and Rollins, you had
Austin.
All right. There's our picks for that one. You already know what I'm doing. Dallas versus Toronto. The Toronto remontada is going to be in full effect this season, but it does not start this week. Give me Dallas.
I think it's Dallas. They edge out a 1-0.
Yo, give me Toronto. Just to be different.
Who hasn't gone?
You gotta just back all the home teams blindly on opening day, right? Let's go Dallas. You gotta win. Positive vibes. You can't be losing the first optimism. Home game. That's horrible.
So, Rollins, what was your pick?
Dallas for your vibes, obviously.
And Hector, I know you're Houston, but draw. Okay, so we did get everybody's in there. All right, man. Houston hosting Chicago.
Yeah, you already know what I'm saying. Back up my boys. It's just.
I'm gonna say Chicago. I think Houston's better on the road.
Chicago's actually been better on the road too.
Yeah.
So, is that? I'm
back in Chicago. So
how we haven't got Griffin Dorsey anymore, so it's definitely Chicago. You know, I was waiting for that setup. Come on.
I think I'll go.
Hector, my crown stream. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, Hector.
Bro, man, they took the heart and soul of the team. Like it's just like the worst.
Look, this is like it happened to me.
This guy should have retired with the Dynamo. Okay, should have been the captain of the Dynamo. Like this is just the dumbest. Like I don't even care if it's 1 million a game. Like fire everybody. Like
what a trade. What a trade. Davi, what'd you say before Hector got in that?
I'm going 3-1 fire.
3-1 fire. Okay.
3-1. Okay. I was gonna drop a score.
Back your boys, John. Hector, so you're going obviously Houston. And right, I mean, you're not going up against your team, are you?
Well, this week is going to be a hate watch for me just because of everything that happened these past couple days.
Don't worry, I'm going to take great care.
There's no shot he's tuning into a hate watch for his own team, bro. There's no way.
Even though my boy Ach is back, this is still going to be a hate watch. Yeah, I'm giving it to Chicago.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, Rollins.
3 days too, by the way. 3 days before.
I want to say Houston just to make Hector feel better. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, the Orlando fan pick Houston.
Sorry. I feel bad.
All right, we got 4. What was it? 4 Chicago's and a Houston, and the Houston fan did not pick Houston. All right, Nashville hosting New England. Cashville,
baby.
Nashville.
Yep, Nashville all the way around. All right, and then the juicy one, as it will henceforth be known, LAFC hosting Inter Miami.
Whoa.
MLS Cup 2026.
Could be. Bro, I'll be so honest, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think Inter Miami is gonna win a lot of games this season. I think they're gonna get shit on by LAFC. I'll be so for real. I think Son and Mwanga in front of that crowd are gonna be rampant.
Here comes the Messi hate.
I'm just saying, bro. I think they'll score a lot. They'll win a lot of games.
No,
Jose, they might even go back to back. They might even go back to back, but they're about to get done.
They have Messi.
But they have a star. Come on. No, but they have a star on top of their badge now.
It looks good. It looks good on the kit. It looks good on the kit. It looks good
on the black one. I'll give him that.
Yeah, give me with that Mexican raza behind them. Give me 1,000% LAFC in this game.
Give me LAFC 100%.
I'm gonna go 3-3 draw.
That 3-3 draw would be crazy. 2 draws, 2 LAFCs. Who you got, Rollins?
Man,
Don't say Miami. You already know it's going to be LAFC.
Damn.
I don't want to pick them, but
It's the first game of the season. You got to pick the home team.
Right? Hey, I broke that rule for you. No way.
They're home. They're home.
All right. Okay, then I stick with my rule. You're right. LA.
LAFC.
And that works.
All right.
Because we hate Miami.
3-2. All right. Portland hosting the Crew.
Ooh,
It's such a good game.
This might be interesting.
Yeah.
I want another 4-0.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting a 4-0, man.
I think I'll be honest, man. I think the Neville downfall is coming, but not this week. I think Portland win.
Portland.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Portland.
I'm going.
I think we canceled out. No fat jokes on this episode.
Maybe that fan might be forgiving this week.
I went Crew. I don't care.
Crew and then Rollins.
So that guy.
I really want to break my rule just because I can't go with Portland, but
that guy
Portland,
too.
I guess.
Yeah, Portland. So we have 4 Portlands, 1 Columbus. You know who the Portland hater is this week.
And that guy in that corner too. There, you can throw some comments your way on that one.
Yeah, John Rivera. You said Portland, right?
I said Portland, yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, San Diego hosting Montreal.
Oh, San Diego, easy.
Yeah, come on. Why? Move on. Next
not
game.
even-
Next game.
It's not
Next
even a
game. Move
question.
on.
Yeah, literally.
Not even a question.
Yeah, San Diego. Watch Montreal win. It's gonna be crazy. San Jose and Timo Werner
Oh, the stinker of the week, lads.
against Kansas
This
City.
is the
Timo Werner gets his hat trick. Timo
Yeah.
Werner gets the hat trick today.
Bro,
this is
imagine.
the of the week right here.
Yeah, bro. This is the final game Saturday night, by the way. The
Listen,
final
if you
game.
miss
This
this,
is-
if you miss this,
Oh, this
you
is
don't
I-
watch
I
The
it,
late night
admit-
banger. The late
you're
night
not
banger.
missing much.
I'll admit.
This is
For
like
real.
on East Coast. I think it's 10:30 p.m. kickoff. So yeah. So yeah.
now
that's-
he's
that's how it's
definitely
going.
asleep.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's a
0-0.
Saturday night. There's a lot better things you could be doing on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock. Watching this game's not one of them. So
I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go draw. I think
10
draw.
o'clock. 10 o'clock, 0-0 draw.
So draw.
I'll take San Jose.
San Jose.
Nah,
San Jose.
give me Kansas City.
San
I'll be a
Jose.
little different.
Kansas City. All right, 2-1. Now, 2 Sunday games. The first one, Galaxy taking on Davi's boys, NYCFC. Do we get the revamped and reloaded Galaxy immediately, or do we got to wait a little bit?
I think we gotta wait a little bit. It'll be a draw.
I think draw's best case scenario, but I could see us losing 1-0. We just don't do well as season openers.
And you got to fly to LA.
Yeah, I was gonna say more about the.
No,
travel.
I think they stayed because they were at Coachella, so I think they stayed the week.
Oh, that's right. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's not a big deal then. I was gonna say LA just purely based on the fact that you guys are going across the country and both teams are kind of, in an interesting spot. Man, this was tough. I'm probably gonna go with draw. I wanted to say like 2-1 maybe, but maybe that's even overestimating the teams a little bit. I'm gonna say draw.
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Davi, you're going to NYCFC, or are you gonna be conservative?
Oh, dude, I could see us losing, to be honest.
There's no way you were talking with chest when you're comparing NYCFC to Chicago, but you can see an opening L. To kick off 2026.
It's week 1.
Bro, for real though, for real. I know it's week 1, but still, like every game matters, no?
It does, but we're just perennial slow starters. So
Red card.
Come on. Like,
Okay, so you're going L for
if
NYCFC
it makes
then?
you feel better, I'm also going to give a red card to myself for
So Galaxy then? You picking Galaxy?
I'll go draw, but I
Mm.
don't have a good feeling about this game.
All right, Rollins.
I'm gonna go Galaxy.
Galaxy.
He
Okay.
stays true to the rule.
Yep,
Yeah.
true to the rule.
If
And then
in doubt,
finally,
pick the home team.
when in doubt, pick the home teams. Speaking of the home team, Seattle will be hosting
Oh, then I'll pick the home team.
Colorado Rapids.
Seattle.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I think Seattle's a safe bet. I think it's hard to win at Lumen, man. It really is.
Roldan Thunder cunt volley.
We need to Chow Yan in here at some point.
Yeah. I don't know what that guy's doing anymore. But yeah, we'll definitely get some. Yeah, we'll get some of the old band back together. But so we get everybody's picks in for this one. Everybody has Seattle all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks
All right.
like it.
Good deal. No Rapids takers. No Paxton believers. That's crazy. But all right, man. That's
Wait,
it.
Is that Sunday night soccer?
That
No,
is
that's-
Sunday night soccer.
No, it's LA,
Sunday night
New York.
soccer. I
Oh,
forgot
sorry.
about-
Which one is it?
It's Galaxy NYC.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh,
Wait,
that's-
Sunday
No, it's a
soccer
late,
is
but
still,
it's a late one.
it's
a late
still
one.
Seattle versus Colorado. It's like
It's
still
on FS1,
on the
you
Sunday
know?
slot. On the Sunday slot. Yeah, those two games are the Sunday night games. The game of the weekend, no matter what, is LAFC Inter Miami. Everybody knows.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's Saturday night.
That should have been its own standalone event, to be honest.
Aren't they trying to make Saturdays like not the dedicated day, but they're trying to make them like more competitive as far as viewership goes and whatnot? I thought they were trying to dedicate some segment to Saturdays. I could have been wrong.
All I know is if they don't have like a whole pregame show for the game of the week,
Bro,
what are we doing, MLS?
It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. Like I went on Apple TV today just to go check out what kind of content was there for me as an FC Dallas fan, because I had to go re-indicate all of my stuff now that the old season pass has expired. Bro, there's nothing. There's one video as like somewhat of a hype/excitement video, which was I think the team's trailer for the season. The third video in the queue is a 2024 video. 2024. That's insane.
No
bro.
onside, by the way. They just said, all right.
Yeah.
This is
Literally no content, bro. Zero content. MLS is firing journalists or letting them go, whatever. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know if this league is
They've
trying
gotten
to
rid
do
of
it.
so many commentators too.
Yeah, bro.
They obliterated the Spanish side
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an Apple TV decision or like whatever the case may be.
I think Apple's seeing the writing on the wall and they're just like, no, fuck this. We're backing out.
But minimal investment is a terrible idea. I mean, I don't know, just protecting what you've already invested into this league. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know, man. All that means is that you got to keep coming back to Wake Up MLS. Keep coming back to GOLZ TV. Keep checking out the videos. I think at the end of the day, man, honestly, I'm probably just going to be recording as much content as humanly possible this season for the lack of investment from the league and elsewhere. So if you guys enjoy MLS content like this, do me a favor. Like the video down below, subscribe to the channel. Again, this weekend, it's a big weekend. The season kicks off. I'm going to be hosting a live stream, just a watch along for a few hours Saturday night during the prime time slate of games. So we'll be kicking off for the earliest of the big window. I think it's like at 7:30 Eastern. I'll probably start a little bit closer to the 8:30 Eastern games, but then go right through the end of the LAFC Inter Miami match. So if anybody's around, wants to come hang out for a little bit while we just tune in and watch, react to all of it, your boy's going to be here, and I'm sure some of us on the show are going to be here as well. So, again, mark your calendars for that one. We'll have that one up and ready for you guys pretty soon. But other than that, power rankings are live on the channel. Kit tier list is also live on the channel. Go check those out. All of the links to my panel of co-hosts are in the description down below. So, again, if you enjoyed this content, go check them out as well. All right? So that's it. From everybody here at Wake Up MLS and GOLZ TV, my name is Jose. That's John Rivera. That's John Rollins. That's Davi. That's Hector. We'll catch you guys next time.